Hello and welcome to Over 500. This is episode number 17.
Damn, son.
I'm surprised we made it this fucking far.
Yes.
To be completely honest.
Yes.
I'm your humble, gracious, highly awkward host, Mark Ogeen, joined with my nearest and dearest friends.
Co-host Big E. We'll go by Big E this week.
You got your ass embarrassed this week.
Yeah. But I still repping, always.
He is still repping.
Hey.
And then we do have a very, very special guest today. Our coworker, our friend.
Yes.
From the 2 Hour Lunchbreak.
Yes, sir.
ZEUS.
Try with ZEUS.
Yeah, he went semi-viral on Twitter the other day.
Oh, man.
Go ahead and give the ladies a little background about yourself, ZEUS.
Oh, man. So, yeah, Try with ZEUS. I co-host the 2 Hour Lunchbreak, man. We're also a part of the IDK Network, man. So, you know, just like I was telling Mario, I'm excited. I've been plotting on trying to link up with y'all. I've been trying to hop on the Over 500 since y'all got started. You know, I'm ready to get some sports talk in, man. I'm ready, man. Let's go.
You are the athlete of the network.
Yeah,
You're the only athlete of
Yes.
the network. We're all just pretenders otherwise.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I played football in high school and in college. So in high school I was first team All-State, first team All-Syntex, defensive end for Conley High School. And then I ended up playing on a full ride scholarship at Angelo State. I started for 2 years there. Got a couple looks, some potential tryouts, but nothing really came out of that. Potential arena league stuff, but I had my degree at that point, so I decided just to go ahead and join the workforce, man.
But you were telling us you auditioned for like new, NFL teams.
Yeah. We had some junior pro days. We had some tryouts. The Packers gave me a look. The Giants gave me a look. But you know, just like I was saying off air, man, I got a chance to kind of like weigh my options and just look at what the grind would have been over like the next like decade or so, and I just thought, man, it just ain't worth it for me, bro.
You made the right decision, I feel like.
Yeah, man.
We also not sponsored by what is this disinfectant spray? Why do you have this on my show, Mario? All right, let's get right into the fucking podcast.
Let's go.
Over 500, my man, CFB shakeup.
Yes. College football shakeup.
Okay.
So we had a couple shakeups happen this weekend, a couple little mishaps that shouldn't have happened, in my opinion, but
You telling me?
yeah, as you know, what happened, my Aggies were disappointed.
There's no shame in
beaten.
losing to Arkansas.
Hey, Arkansas is looking
They're
kind
a
of nice
good
this year,
team.
bro.
They beat
So
the brakes off Texas.
hey, man. So I think they might do some damage this year, bro.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we find out this week because why?
they play Georgia.
Ooh,
That's
okay,
gonna be a
big
good
test.
game. Yeah. Would you say? I think you were looking at the spread. What was the spread in that game?
Oh, Georgia's favored by 18.5.
Okay.
That's a lot.
So that's yeah. Put your bets in. That'd be. I think that's a lot.
Arkansas is number 9 right now.
Yeah, top 10.
Yeah, can you believe that?
I would going into the season, bro. I would have never saw this because for the longest, bro, Arkansas was the basement of the SEC, and I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened because they just hired a new coach, and I guess he turned some stuff around over the offseason, and they got them boys humming, man.
Well, they're a young team.
Yep.
But I've heard that story before in this city. They're a young team, new coach.
Right.
It's going to take time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And these boys turned it up very, very, very fast.
Yeah, man.
They beat the brakes off Texas.
Yeah.
They beat A&M.
Yes.
Not by a lot, but they beat them.
Yeah.
And now they get a real test this week in Georgia, number 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're I was watching the game the whole time, and there was a point where I think their quarterback went out, and it got a little bit closer to where A&M was able to maybe come back, but man, we're missing our starting quarterback and defense. Essentially, defense. Both defenses were playing good. I think that's kind of what you're going to run into the SEC is no matter who you play, whether it's the worst team, the best team, that defense is always going to be stacked.
You're gonna have some athletes.
You're always going to have some big boys in there in the line, and it's always going to be tough to do some runs, some big old plays, and that's just kind of the how the SEC plays out a little bit.
With the SEC, I've always heard the difference is the defensive linemen are very elite.
The D line.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
The difference in the SEC is big athletes. Like anywhere you go across the country, you go to California, you go to the East Coast, you're gonna see fast skill guys. You go to Florida, you're gonna see fast skill guys. But when you want a big first round D lineman, you're gonna have to go somewhere in the SEC more than likely, bro.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I've heard the differences, and I believe it. Like the defense is elite as hell, and I was surprised Texas beat Georgia that one year in the bowl game.
right.
Cause we have pretty small D linemen, if we're being honest, in terms of like D1.
But as opposed to, it's kind of like there's big offensive powers. Like you'll see every year you'll see Baylor or TCU or West Virginia. They'll come out with some really good receivers. Oklahoma State has had some very, very great receivers in the past couple years.
Justin Blackman.
Yeah. Let's not forget Des
Bryant.
Yeah. Right.
And Texas Tech has also had a bunch of gunslingers.
Yeah,
So you'll have, but I feel like every conference has kind of like their sweet their apple pie or their cherry pie or whatever pie you're into. What's your favorite pie? I don't know. Do you like pie?
I'm not a pie guy. I'm a cobbler guy. I'm a peach cobbler.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm a pecan pie guy myself.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm from Texas, so pecan pie.
Yeah.
If you don't like pecan pie, you may not be from Texas.
What if you're allergic
To pecans?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Maybe if you're not from Texas.
To like nuts, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so we'll see that we got a couple tests. I know there's a couple matchups. Like we got, and then it also like when I was talking about shakeups, like you see teams now like Coastal Carolina up in the top 25.
They always do that every year.
Fresno State is there.
Yeah.
They're I think they're 4-1. You got BYU.
Undefeated.
Cincinnati is in the top 10.
Top 10. They faced Notre Dame this weekend.
Who is, I guess, officially going to be a part of the Big 12 in the next couple years.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
So, you got programs like that have been kind of increasingly growing every year and have been kind of up and down in those AP polls. And it's kind of nice to see different faces, right? You don't really see like a lot of you're used to seeing USC up at the top 5 and teams like that. And it's always kind of like, well, now we got new faces.
Right,
and it's good. It's good to see that the competition is starting to kind of level out.
Right. So I think the reason you see that is because, and I got a theory about this, bro. Like I think like there's like a lot of offensive innovation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why you see a lot of like non-blue blood teams kind of like start rising to the top of like the top 10 and stuff like that because they get in like this new coach, this super smart young guy that comes in and starts doing like these, spread, RPOs and all kind of crazy stuff. And they pair that with like they might just have like an experienced senior quarterback that year. And that just takes their offense to the top. They might not have the athletes like on defense or on the lines, but for whatever reason, like just that year is a combination of offensive innovation,
coaching,
a new young coach, and experienced skill players. That's why you're seeing like Coastal Carolina. They gotta light them up QB.
Yeah.
Cincinnati has a light them up QB. You know what I mean? The defenses really aren't what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like offensive production, all those teams have that.
So I would agree. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember a couple years back, Chip Kelly before he went to the NFL.
Right.
That was, he was like the talk of the college football board. It was like Chip Kelly and these new offense, and I think his quarterback was
Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota, right? He was doing a bunch of like
he revolutionized the game.
The offense. The offense was just. Whenever you faced them, there was always confusion, and they didn't know who had the ball and what was going on. So you'll see stuff like that, and I agree 100%. So those teams can always be dangerous, right? And they can always pull up an upset,
right?
And at the beginning of the season, I guess maybe towards the end of the season, that kind of levels out and they start figuring them out, or it might take a whole other season. It's just like, man, this team had a really good year.
You think all the skilled players are going towards offense and defense is getting like the leftovers?
To be honest, I feel like it's kind of always been the opposite. Like a lot of like the skill speed guys would always go to defense, and the offense would get the leftovers. At least just from what I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, except for maybe like the quarterback, because like I know y'all have played high school football, right? There would always be like this one guy that super. He's like the best athlete on the team, but they always plug him at quarterback. Right?
Yeah.
But outside of him, the rest of the best athletes, the skill guys, go to defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I've seen that. They always put that top guy is playing QB, but the rest of the skill guys are going to defense.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you have like good quarterbacks, good safeties. Essentially, a safety is like the defensive quarterback.
Yes.
In a way, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
And so you would want like your second best skilled guy on the team. who's fast and all that, kind of playing on defense. So I would side with that. Would be that.
Okay.
Obviously you'll have every once in a while, a big, tall, strong guy,
statue guy.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, this guy could be our quarterback, or this guy could be our, star wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I would agree. Sometimes the defense.
Because I've heard in the past that cornerbacks are just wide receivers with no hands. Is that true? Can you tell me that's true?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yeah. I'll be honest, bro. Like every cornerback I have known, they have probably been like one of the best athletes I've ever seen, but they can't catch for shit.
Yeah, okay.
They can't catch for shit, and they talk endlessly, bro. Like,
Jalen Ramsey is the first person I thought of.
Yeah. So like Jalen athlete is probably. I mean, I said Jalen athlete. Jalen Ramsey's probably like one of the best athletes I've ever seen, bro, on the NFL team. But how many picks has he ever caught in his career? Like. I don't even think it's in the double digits at this point.
The thing is that if you're a shutdown cornerback, they don't throw the ball your way.
I got a point. Okay.
So like when you say, "Oh, I don't catch interceptions," well, you don't throw the ball my way because I shut the guy down.
Gotcha.
I don't know. That's just I didn't play football.
Okay.
That's what I've seen and heard.
Right.
Getting back to college though, how far did A&M drop? I need to know.
They are number 15, so they are ranked still.
Okay.
What were they before? Like 7?
Yeah, 7.
Okay.
That's not a big drop.
It's not terrible.
No, I mean, I think we should do better once our starting quarterback gets back. That's if he comes back. And there's a lot of talent on our team. The problem is our quarterback just isn't at the same talent. We got a bunch of, our return, we got Isaiah Spiller, who pretty much was supposed to be one of the best running backs in the SEC.
Okay.
And now it's kind of like meshed between the Auburn's got a really great running back.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like they call him the Tank. I don't even know his name, but I remember watching that Penn State game, and that dude was running over guys, and I was like, give him the ball if you want to win.
Right.
But, I mean, and there's always a lot of great skill and a lot of great athletes. It's just things really got to come together and be put together, and I think you see that in championship teams, right? And unfortunately, my team doesn't look like a championship team at the moment.
So I got a question for you, bro.
Yes, give it to me.
Now that the QB's out, have they given a timeline on when he's going to come back?
He's supposed to be back in 4 weeks, so this would be this week would be the third week.
Okay.
So he would essentially be back for the Alabama game.
Okay, got it. So starting QB's out 4 weeks, right? So with that said, how do you think A&M should best absorb like that QB loss? Should they like lean on the run game heavy and like make it like a ground and pound and like run that clock and let the defense kind of carry them through?
Yeah.
Or what do you think they should do?
So it's hard. It's hard too because ground and pound, that you would say, all right, let's keep running the ball. The problem is the first couple games that we played were against non-conference teams.
Okay.
Now we're playing nothing but conference teams.
Yeah.
So we just talked about SEC, and they got them big boys in the line.
Right.
And now it's like, all right, well, if we keep handing it off, then all we're going to do is get 2-3 yards here and there, and then we're going to be punting every single time. Yeah. So I think there's got to be a little bit more scheme, and I think that's the reason why we got Jimbo Fisher. He's supposed to be kind of like the quarterback whisperer, right? Mm-hmm. He's the one who got Jameis eating them W's sometimes.
He looked like a first-round pick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of what essentially we're banking on. The problem is, we're starting to run out of funds now.
Okay.
And, I mean, you want to run the ball, control it. You're putting a lot of weight on the shoulders of your defense. Mm-hmm. The problem is the quarterback's got to make some plays here and there. You got to make – we got one of the best tight ends in the nation, Weidermeyer. He's pretty much gonna be if he decides to go pro, he will be eligible to go pro this coming up draft. But this dude is big. He's like a bigger, stronger, faster Travis Kelce.
Okay,
that's pretty high praise.
Yeah. So I mean, look at the guy. Look him up. Okay. I mean, he's. I mean, there's a lot of talent on the team. It's just things aren't just really coming together, meshing together.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, bro, I was thinking because I know you were talking about Weidermeyer. Maybe they could like kind of use him as a security blanket, and instead of like relying on a ground and pound, maybe like I don't know how skilled the second string QB is. But maybe they could turn it into like a quick hit offense, do like some digs and some quick slants and some, you know what I mean, stuff that's short yardage passes to maybe kind of get them by instead of having to run into a wall of SEC D linemen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. And I think that's the problem. The problem was in this Arkansas game, we fell behind so quick that it was like, all right, now we got to start making longer throws than just like quick slants and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's the problem. And now we're going to be running, now we're going to be facing teams like Alabama, teams like Auburn, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. They're coming. LSU.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, you got a full schedule.
Yeah.
Yourself.
So it's gonna be a long, tough road. And I mean, you played college ball. You can. I'm pretty sure. Were you one of those athletes checking the schedule?
Yeah. So the thing is, I know my conference. I Angelo State was D2, right? So we played in the Lone Star Conference, and so at the time that I was playing, we were playing against like Abilene Christian, Midwestern, Tarleton State. So we ended up at the time. Abilene Christian had a lot of NFL guys. So they had Bernard Scott and Johnny Knox.
Bernard Scott?
Oh,
that's crazy,
man,
bro.
Like Bernard Scott and Johnny Knox on the same offense. They had another receiver. I can't think of his name, but he played for the Jets. God, it's Eddie something. I'm blanking out, bro. But we like literally when the schedules came out, we circled that game every year. Of course, they smacked the shit out of us.
Yeah.
But still, that's the kind of games you look forward to because you wanted to play against a top talent.
Yeah.
In your conference, you know what I mean. So I'm sure they probably have that. They probably have those games, circled.
Nice.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of looking at it from a college perspective.
Yeah.
Right there.
I do want to give some predictions in for this week. The big three games, right? Is first off Alabama #1. And Ole Miss, number 12.
Yeah.
You think any chance Ole Miss can beat Alabama? Or make it interesting at least?
I was about to say, maybe make it interesting because I know they got a QB that's doing some things. He's looking kind of nice.
Yeah.
Maybe they could do that. I haven't heard much about Ole Miss's defense. But I think their offense could make some things spicy. Maybe they could give Bama some trouble in the first half, but for whatever reason, Saban usually kind of figures that out in the second half.
I think Alabama's unbeatable this year.
I mean, nobody's unbeatable, but
they got to play Georgia no matter what.
Yeah.
Right.
Essentially, right?
They beat Florida, and it was kind of close.
Yeah, they're not unbeatable, but I don't see any games where they're like an underdog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Not even if they were to play Georgia. In the SEC championship,
I think it'll be close. I still got Bama in that game. It'll be close.
Yeah.
But I don't see Bama being an underdog in anything.
Okay. Georgia and Arkansas.
Ooh.
That's
I believe this is in Georgia.
That's gonna be a good one. I don't know.
Like I said, Georgia is favored by 18.5 points.
That's
number
two.
They do not believe in Arkansas at all to win this game.
And I'm surprised just because Arkansas is hot right now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, they got the hot hand, so who knows what Arkansas is
they have
capable of.
confidence. They beat the bricks off Texas.
Exactly.
A&M.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I know the books might have, Georgia ahead. I think it's in the air. I think either team could take that, to be completely honest, bro.
Okay.
I want to say Arkansas beat another team. It was like week 1 or week 2. I can't remember who it was. It was an out-of-conference game. They beat them, and they were super underdogs as well. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it's like a Pac-10 team or Pac-12 team, something like that.
I'm blanking out, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have kept track of Arkansas' schedule
But,
like
at
that.
the time,
Yeah.
at the time, I wasn't even looking at Arkansas, bro.
Don't even care about Arkansas week 1.
I'm just saying, they're not necessarily someone to just. Oh yeah, that's an easy game.
Well,
Let's
you
cross
thought
one
that you
off.
could overlook them.
Yeah.
But we found out this year you cannot.
Yeah.
So maybe Georgia is going to find out too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got Georgia myself
Okay.
by like 10.
Okay.
My favorite one of the week, Cincinnati going into Notre Dame.
Ooh.
That's a good game too. Yeah.
And the Cincinnati quarterback was talking spicy.
I heard.
Because his coach told him, yo, he gets kind of loud there. He's like, it won't be loud for long.
Yeah. I like that though, man.
I love it.
See, that's why we love to see that trash talking during the game, before the game.
Right.
We find out if Cincinnati is the real deal or not.
Yeah,
and I think if
that's the
they
test.
win, they could finish top 4 for sure. You
Yeah.
have to give them respect that they deserve.
So kind of getting off topic, bro. So if Cincy does hypothetically win out, you think they might have a chance to get into that playoff?
Absolutely.
Uh,
They should. They should. If they beat Notre Dame and Notre Dame stays like pretty high ranked,
Okay.
they should get the chance to. I mean, why else are we doing top 4 instead of top 2?
Right.
If we're not going to let Cincinnati in.
I think they're going to be another self-proclaimed University Central Florida champion.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the reason I'm asking is because usually teams like non-Power 5 teams are like run the table. For whatever reason, the voters just don't give them enough respect at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I hope this isn't the case if Cincy wins out, but that's just what we've kind of seen over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're like, oh, you're undefeated, but you're not Power 5. We're gonna keep you at 5.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Something
I
like
hope
that.
they don't do that with Cincy.
Right.
I believe they're a good team.
Yeah, I like Cincy, man. I like Cincy.
Well, if they beat Notre Dame, which I think they will, they deserve that respect.
And and essentially, Notre Dame. This is an important game for Notre Dame as well because they have to win. They have to put that on their resume. And now that Clemson was defeated last week,
Yeah, they lost 2 straight.
they're
With the rap.
yeah,
they're
done.
essentially
They're done.
Yeah.
they're essentially running the table in the ACC, right? 'Cause
Right,
Notre
yeah,
Dame is
yeah,
part of it. So essentially, they can run away with the ACC, and that just adds more and more firepower to their resume.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's gonna be interesting week coming up ahead, and little by little, it just comes interesting.
Yeah.
I got one more for this topic. It's not happening this week, but it's happening next week.
Okay.
Which Texas are we getting versus Oklahoma? The one that hanged up 70 points on Texas Tech, or the one that got blown the fuck out by Arkansas?
Who fucking?
Which one are we getting?
That question just stresses me out, dog. Golly, bro. Like,
So I know I talk a lot of mess, and I know I talk a lot of shit, but that's just I am from Austin,
yeah.
and I would rather see Austin beat the brakes off of Oklahoma than obviously lose. So I'm gonna be rooting for the Horns here, right?
Okay. That's right.
I don't know if you've seen Oklahoma play lately, but what their quarterback was supposed to be like a Heisman favorite.
Oh, yeah,
I think-
Rattler?
yeah, he was supposed to. Yeah, I think like the Vegas line had him as the favorite to win the Heisman this year. That dude has looked like a mediocre quarterback
Yeah.
so far, right? And I think there's more to worry about on the Oklahoma side on what they're gonna do than what Texas is gonna bring to the table.
Okay.
And that's my opinion. I think, and I hope, Texas we get the good side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That bright orange.
Yeah,
burnt
I
orange.
think if Texas can have some continuity from what they had last game against Tech, then I think Texas has a good shot because I mean, of course, they blew the brakes off of off of Tech. So Casey Thompson's doing his thing ever since he got put in as a starter. I'm glad we got Cart the fuck out of here, bro.
He looked overwhelmed in
My
Arkansas.
goodness, bro. Oh man. So Casey Thompson, it seems like since they plugged him in, they kind of started righting the ship a little bit. So if he continues to feel comfortable, I mean, of course, OU athletes are different than Tech athletes.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
I do think if they can continue what we've been doing, then Texas got a good shot at it.
And it's a rivalry game, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
no matter
right.
Neutral
no matter
field.
what,
Exactly.
neutral field, no matter what, the the emotions are always there. No matter what number you are, everything comes off. It's essentially a more even
Can
game.
Casey Thompson handle the environment and big pressure of this game? I think that it'll come down to that.
Yeah.
Stick to the game plan. Don't turn it over.
Right.
I think you can win. You got a great running back.
Yeah.
You got the defense is shaky, but as long as they can bend, not break, we have a chance. I believe.
Yeah, I think so too.
I agree.
All right, let's move on to some NFL talk real quick.
All right.
Yes.
NFL, is that really you?
Is that really you? Like, what the hell's going on, man?
What's going on? What's troubling you?
I mean, it's just like, all right, so last year we had a whole COVID year, and there was a bunch of players that were, they missed practice because they're going through COVID protocols, and they're not going to be able to play because they actually do have COVID, and all this kind of stuff. Rosters almost getting shredded down to a certain amount of players, and now we're kind of getting over that, and everybody's whatever it is, vaccination, self immunity, whatever the hell it is, right? It's coming back. It's coming back to normal. But is it really coming back to normal?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, we got the Panthers
3-0.
Yeah.
The Broncos 3-0.
That surprised me. The Broncos
Right.
3-0.
Right.
Yeah. The Raiders 3-0.
That I always believed in Derek Carr. So, or what's his name? Derek Carr, right?
Yes.
Okay, I always believed in him, so I'm not surprised by that. Who else is 3-0?
Rams 3-0.
They face the Cardinals this week.
Yes.
And they're 3-0.
And they're 3-0 as well.
So
that's
somebody's
gonna be
not
bad.
coming out
Yeah.
4-0.
Now, I'll say the Rams and the Cardinals don't surprise me. Now, the Panthers and the Broncos, I'm like, oh shit, where did this come from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, we might have, the torch might be being handed to some new teams, coming out of the pandemic. It's still early, but hey.
With the Panthers, Adam Gase ruined Sam Darnold. Have
Oh,
you
yeah.
seen
So-
Sam Darnold play?
I haven't even been looking
He
at
was
Darnold,
he
bro.
was on national TV Thursday night,
Okay.
and he looked amazing.
Really?
He looked great. And
Really?
McCaffrey went out, didn't matter. He didn't need him.
Okay. Because, he can't, bro. Because Darnold came from the Jets, and the Jets is a fucking cesspool, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, I think anybody coming out of New York is going to be way more improved no matter what the team is.
Okay.
Because,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what is it? I said this at the beginning of the season. Before the season started, my prediction was Sam Darnold was gonna be a good QB. And when I meant good QB, I meant like
Average.
top 15, top 10 QBs. Right,
Okay.
there's 32 teams essentially, so he's gonna
Average.
be at the top.
Yeah.
Right, of the he's gonna be over 500.
Okay.
And everybody,
Okay. Nice plug,
yeah,
nice plug.
and
Right,
everybody
right.
was like, nah, you are crazy. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. He's washed. He's old. Dude.
He's
the
like
guy-
25.
yeah,
26.
Not even
Well,
that, I don't think.
I mean, it just seemed old because he was old news in New York,
yeah,
right?
okay.
It was
Right.
like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, get this guy out of here, like retire him, like he needs to go find a real job in the real world, like he.
Let's
doesn't
bring
need to
in
be
Zach
QB
Wilson.
anymore.
He can look terrible.
Yeah, so Sam Darnold has been tearing it up, and I don't know. Do you play fantasy football?
I was going to, bro, but I signed up for a league too late. The league I joined to started before I could get signed up, bro. So I missed out this year.
So all my fantasy teams have Sam Darnold on the bench, and when I mean on the bench, as in like whenever I drafted him kind of late, but because nobody wanted him, and now everybody
Right.
was like sending me trades and stuff, and I'm like, nope, I told y'all, and this is why I did it.
Okay.
But it's just interesting to see a team like the Panthers, and they got a good defense, man.
Yeah.
Their defense is playing stellar, man. They're holding it down. Their D line is just
Yeah.
making things work, and they're rushing the passer, and they're getting quarterback hits, and that eases a lot of things on the secondary.
Right.
Who's their star receiver?
Well, they got
Moore, right?
they got DJ Moore, and they got Robbie Anderson.
DJ Moore should be a household name. He is the real deal.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's very, very good. He
Yeah.
went off for like 25 fantasy points on my team the other week. I'm like, this guy is the real deal. Nobody's talking about him. He should be a household name. He played for the Cowboys. Everybody would be all over him.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The Cowboys play Carolina, by the way, this week.
Ooh, that's going to be interesting.
That's gonna be
2-1
nice.
Cowboys versus 3-0 Panthers.
Who you got?
Ooh, out of that one, where are they playing? In Dallas or in Carolina?
I'm not sure.
I want to say they're probably playing in Carolina.
Ooh, I think
Cowboys fans been talking spicy. They
Cowboy
beat, they
fans
beat the
always talk
Chargers early, and then they beat, I think, the terrible Philadelphia team.
Yeah.
Are they good or are they back?
There was a lot of hype around them, right? So lay it down.
Like, okay, I think with Dallas, bro, I think it's all dependent on Dak. If Dak is pre-injury Dak, then I think the Cowboys could actually make some noise. The thing is, we don't know that yet because the season hasn't fully played out. It's only been a couple of games.
Yeah.
Now, if he can return to form like he was before he got hurt, then, hey, the sky's the limit as far as, what they can do. But as far as this game they got coming up, though, honestly, I got to say Carolina. I think Carolina's going to pull this one out.
I would agree with you.
Just because of the fact that it's in Carolina. I think, yeah.
No McCaffrey?
No McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Unless, well, damn, I forgot McCaffrey was out, bro.
But they drafted a first round or a second round running back. He's a rookie. I can't remember from where.
Is it Hubbard?
Yes,
It's Hubbard?
Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, from Oklahoma State, right?
Yes.
Ah.
So he's more than
Okay.
likely gonna be getting more touches. I mean, last year Mike Davis was a running back after McCaffrey went down, and he did a really good job.
Yeah.
He did a really good job.
Yeah.
So we got Hubbard coming up. I mean, I think he's gonna be dominant, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to get off topic, but do you believe in the NFL you shouldn't pay running backs? You think running backs are expendable?
I won't say that. I do think to be okay. So I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. honestly, I feel like with the way running backs' careers are set up, like their primes are like in their first 5 years.
Yeah.
Honestly. And, of course, financially wouldn't make the most sense, but I think the way they're paid should be different than any other position. Like, I think they should get their money early. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, the young guys, like, I think the young running backs, I think those are the ones that should get their big contracts first, because once a running back hits probably like 27, 28, shit kind of starts getting shaky.
It falls off a cliff.
Right. Yeah. Because I know if you notice as of late, like, a lot of like the running backs that are like Pro Bowlers, they're like young guys. They're like 24. They're like 23. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then when they hit like 26, you don't really see the same production. You know what I mean? So I think they should get their bag early in comparison to like other positions, because the nature of the position, you're going to be done. You're going to be flamed out before you hit 30.
I would agree. Most times. The league will never do it.
Yeah, right,
But look at the history. Look at even like now, like Zeke, right?
Yeah,
he's
I was thinking about him when I was saying that.
Good, but he's not as great.
Mm-hmm.
And his backup might be just as good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your guy, Arian Foster, he signed a second big contract. He fell off a fucking cliff.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Unless you're Adrian Peterson,
yeah.
you're not. You're
and
like,
there's only one of him.
Yeah,
he was the exception.
Right.
I haven't seen many other stories like that.
I mean, don't forget, Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush kind of did that as well when he went to New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, they're a dime a dozen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, they're not a dime a dozen. They're a diamond in the rough. Yes.
Okay.
Don't forget the great Ricky Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could have been something amazing
Yeah.
if obviously there was, in the time period that it was, he started smoking that dope. And
he was the NFL Shikari before Chicago.
Yeah.
Right.
But and even then he was reinstated, and I think he came back and played for Miami for a whole season, and he tore it up.
Yeah.
He tore it up. So there, Marshawn Lynch still was able to do big things a little bit as an older
It's all
age.
about protecting your body. There was Texas running back Johnathan Grey not too long ago, whose father was very vocal about, I want my son to go to Texas so he can not be used that much but still show his prominence and flashiness, and so he can go to NFL and still be fresh when he gets to the league.
Yeah.
And it was a high risk investment from his part, because he ended up not making it to the league because he didn't look very good at Texas.
Right.
I could be wrong. I
Well,
don't think Johnathan Grey made it.
Like, I understand with Johnathan Gray's case, it didn't really pan out like it was supposed to. But I see the logic, though. Just because, like, say, for instance, if you look at, like, Alabama, right? Like, all the running backs that go to Alabama, they, like, sit for, like, 2 or 3 years. When that whole time, they got, like, a Heisman candidate that's in front of them that has, like, their 1 or 2 seasons. They go for, like, 1,000, 1,500 each year, and then they go to the league.
Yeah.
They go into the league with maybe, 350 carries on them, college carries on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you see guys like Derrick Henry, they're still having major production, sustained production once they hit the league. You know what I mean? Well, I think there's TJ Yeldon, there's Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because those guys didn't have that much mileage on them in college. They were able to sustain their production when they got to the league.
Yeah.
So I see the logic. Johnathan Gray's case is just in pan out.
Well, for every Kamara or Derrick Henry, what about Eddie Lacy or Trent Richardson?
Eddie Lacy is a different story. He let himself go, man.
Okay, you know what? I would agree with that.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Right, you remember Eddie Lacy, right? He
Right.
came out, just training camp happened, and they're like, "What the hell happened to you, man? You look like a
You look kind of big for
Yeah,
your
yeah,
position right now.
yeah."
Now, with Trent Richardson, that's a whole different case. I don't know what, like, with Trent Richardson, it's almost kind of like he got like a case of like the football yips. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, he just lost his ability to decide when to hit a hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think also I kind of think that's kind of when he came from Alabama, because when he would get a handoff, he's just sitting behind elephants basically, and he can just decide whenever he wants to make a cut versus when he hits the league, he doesn't have that same amount of time to pick a hole and go. And you see how it played out. He had no production when he finally got drafted. I think he fucking went to like Canada or some random league, and he still had the same issues.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Trent Richardson is like a special case, bro.
Okay.
I've never seen a
Special
running,
case. This
that's
guy
a-
just busted.
Well,
I've never seen that happen with any other player,
They
not a
can't.
running back.
They
bro.
can't all be perfect, right? Not
absolutely.
every single running back at Alabama or big programs like that are going to be perfect, or they're all going to be the best. So you just got to kind of pick the right one and roll with it.
Right. So you'll have your exceptions, but what Johnathan Gray's dad was trying to do, it does compute.
When I heard it, I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Risky.
Yeah.
Risky for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it could have worked, and maybe he would still be having a very productive career right now.
Right.
Still in the NFL, right?
Yeah. Still running on the NFL.
Any more NFL?
Yeah, I just want to talk about this past week, man. It was amazing what happened this past week. And this is why I love fall, right? Right, because
Cowboys September champs.
It's October. Everybody's already saying Cowboys in the Super Bowl, and we see just everything crazy happen. We saw the record being broken for
That was crazy. You see that?
the field goal.
Justin Tucker, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
A Longhorn, a fellow Longhorn.
Yeah.
Off the what's it called? The bar.
Off the crossbar.
Off
Yeah.
the crossbar.
Right.
Dude, that guy's been breaking hearts since he's alive. Even my heart's been broken by him. So, I mean, that was amazing to see it. And typically, you'll see those records being broken when you have the win in your favor, right? It's going to push the ball a little bit more forward. This guy did it with no win, right? Because he was in an arena, and he just said, "I'm going straight off of my foot strength." And I mean, that was amazing. We were watching the game, right, sitting there on red zone. That was awesome. That was awesome how that kick just went down. I didn't think it was even going in, but I was like, if this goes in,
short.
it's going this is gonna be the kick.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is the kick. And then we saw the kick six happen again, right? Like just how it happened. Yeah. With y'all. I don't know if y'all remember the Alabama Auburn.
Right, that's exactly what I was thinking.
My favorite
of.
kick six.
Yeah.
So that happened. That basically happened again. 109 kicked return field goal.
What team
for
was
a
it?
touchdown. It was the Jaguars and the Cardinals.
Of course.
And the
Everything bad happens
Jaguars.
to the Jaguars.
Yeah, the Jaguars were killing
terrible
it.
this year.
Yeah, they were making the Cardinals look like a subpar team.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, the Cardinals are a much better team, wrapped it together and found answers and beat the Jaguars. But it was interesting to see. Like, it's not that's why coaching is also important. You got to know what you got in your deck of cards.
We also saw Aaron Rodgers do Aaron Rodgers stuff.
Yeah.
39 seconds. I thought, that's not enough time.
Yes.
Not even for Aaron Rodgers.
Man.
I keep doubting, and he keeps proving me wrong, bro. Like, this guy did it again.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
How did he keep doing it? He can't keep getting away
Like,
with this.
I don't know what it is. Like, whenever it's time to have a Hail Mary, bro, if Aaron Rodgers is in the game, I am fucking terrified, bro. Like,
and then he has Devontae Adams
Yeah,
at his
yeah.
disposal. Like,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Let's not forget that
They were playing soft, too. I didn't like that.
They're playing pretty much just prevent defense, right?
Exactly, yeah.
They're like, we'll give them some short passes, but not too much. But you can't do that.
They
with
gave
the
up
great
too much.
Not
quarterback
with
like that.
Aaron Rodgers, bro.
They should have played them the way the Lions played Lamar Jackson. That before that long goal field goal kick went.
Yeah.
The Lions were playing good defense, and they weren't playing just prevent. They were doing some man coverage with a little bit of safety and linebackers and rushes. They were rushing 4 instead of just rushing 3 and everybody dropped back.
Right,
So
right.
just different packages.
They
like
would have
that.
lost. They didn't have Justin Tucker. Like,
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
True.
just the exception.
True.
They had Justin Tucker.
And don't forget, just kind of going back to the Aaron Rodgers deal. Don't forget, the 49ers drafted a quarterback before Aaron Rodgers, and they asked him, "Hey, are you?" And he wanted to go play in California, in San Francisco, and I remember they asked him, "What do you have to say to the 49ers? I know you wanted to play there," and he was just like, "Well, I'm gonna make sure that they regret that they didn't fucking draft me." And there you go.
10, 12 years later, he's still
Yeah.
didn't regret it, bro.
He's
That
still
is
salty about it,
terrible.
and he gonna make him pay for it. But anyways, we saw a lot of good stuff. Cowboys won, of course, for all you Cowboy fans out there. So maybe it's the year of the Cowboy. Maybe, I don't know. What do
I
you
don't
think?
believe they're back. You believe they're back?
Fuck no, bro. Honestly. I'm just gonna be honest, bro.
All right, let's end this topic on that note. no vax, no play, and no pay.
Yes.
All right, Kyrie Irving, you're on the hot spot, brother.
Oh.
Some NBA players are being pressured and asked about their vaccination status.
Okay.
Including the likes of Kyrie Irving, Andrew Wiggins, Michael Porter Jr., Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
We have a lot of big name players that have not been vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that's important about that is there's some cities that are coming out and saying that if you're not vaccinated, you can't play at home. You can't play in New York. You can't play in California.
Yep.
And more cities probably going to follow soon. So it's important for like people like Kyrie who play in New York that you need to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so far we're seeing a lot of controversy about this and all that.
Yeah. So that's indoor sports, right? So that's in terms of the NBA. It's the Nets, the Knicks, and
all California teams, right?
Or no, it's just the San Francisco area.
Okay.
So
the
that's
Warriors.
the Warriors.
Yep.
So it's those teams that it affects right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it could create more, it could create less, it could stay the same for the whole season, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, you got essentially. So the league has now said there is basically if you are not playing, you will not get compensated for that game. It's not like where you call in sick for work and you're like, well, I still get paid for that day because it's my sick day,
right,
or whatever it is, or my pay time off day. So it's not going to happen like that in the NBA. They already talked about it. They said, all right, because we can't have you play. So they're basically forcing them to say, you can't play. So now that you're not playing, we ain't going to pay you. So now that's making rising up a bunch of questions. It's creating a debate between the Players Association, the owners, the league. And then, of course, it's bringing in the government now, right? Because the government is the one who instated this rule. It's not related. It's not because of the NBA or it's not related to any league. It's basically the local government said, this is what we're instating. This is what you're going to do. So, I mean, what do y'all think? Like, you got the biggest player, obviously, you see is Kyrie Irving.
Right.
So he's the face of the anti-vax movement.
So there's 82 games, 41 you do not play. You, as the GM of the Nets, what are you doing?
Honestly, if I'm the GM, I'd honestly probably be exploring some trade options. Just because of the thing. I mean, the thing is, of course, you got KD. You got Harden. And that's amazing. You got two of the best offensive players that the league has ever seen, right? But in order to do this whole thing that y'all have been trying to do, Kyrie is an important part of that, right? So Kyrie's taking himself out of that equation for basically half the season. Probably a little bit over half because they got games at Golden State also.
Yeah. He got paid time off too.
Yeah. There's that too.
He treats his job like he's a 7-Eleven cashier.
You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, you got basically like a part-time point guard. You know what I mean? So that could affect your season. What if you take some losses at home that you shouldn't be taking against like a cellar dweller team that you should have blown out because you didn't have your starting point guard in the lineup? You know what I mean? So he's potentially costing them games. He's costing them money. He could potentially be costing them playoff seedings. Yeah. You know what I mean? So at this point, I do think there needs to be a serious look around the league and see what they can get back for a package including Kyrie Irving.
The thing about that, though, is it came out as a rumor, but I believe it to be true, that Kyrie will retire if he was traded from Brooklyn.
Oh, I haven't heard that, but okay.
It was like a rumor that came out, and people were assuming it's from Kyrie's camp. Like, if you want to trade me about this, I'll retire. And if I would ever believe that about anybody, it would be Kyrie.
Yeah, he's so off the wall. I actually wouldn't put it past him.
Can't expect his next move. You don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So if you're the Brooklyn GM, you're kind of like, is he bluffing? Do I call the bluff? Can I get Kyrie to take the vaccine? This is the guy that believes Earth is flat, by the way. Kyrie
is he's an eccentric guy. I think the thing is the reason Kyrie has become the focal point on this is because when there was like a whole article that came out, highlighting Kyrie's reasons. Like there was like some source from like his family, like I think it was like an aunt or something like that.
Oh, they call it Dr. Fauci,
Dr. Fauci,
yeah,
all kind of shit like that, bro. So there was that, and then also Kyrie. I want to say he's like the vice president of like the NBA PA,
yeah,
something like that. So the thing is, it's not just some guy shouting into the abyss. Like, he actually holds power within the NBA, at least on the player side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he could possibly throw his weight around a little bit. He's not just some dude. It's not some, second string off the bench guy.
You can't ignore him.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I do think, and this is just my personal opinion. This is not indicative of anything that Over 500 says. I do think Kyrie is being really irresponsible when he's saying the stuff that he's saying as far as vaccinations, the article that had come up about his family, him and Jonathan Isaac, they were talking about that they were
that guy.
They were watching YouTube videos with Donald Trump and Black History and it just got weird. Yeah. And I'm like, what is this, bro? I'm not gonna tell somebody to get vaccinated, but the thing is, if you're gonna be unvaccinated, you need to be responsible, right? And Kyrie has shown multiple times, though he's not vaccinated, he's still out here being irresponsible. He's been out here at weddings with no mask on. He's been in public places, crowded public places with no mask on. You know what I mean? So it's with this whole COVID situation, it's if you're not going to be vaccinated, you got to do either or. Either you're going to be vaccinated or you're going to be responsible.
Yeah.
You're going to mask up, you're going to social distance. But he's not doing any of that. And a guy that has that much weight around the league, that's as good as he is, as talented as he is, as visible as he is, he has a civic duty to not operate in the way that he has been. And he has a platform, and he's kind of fucking it up.
Yeah.
To keep it a buck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. You've been in the locker room, right, with athletes, and it's a team sport. It's everybody needs to essentially put in their part for us to win games and for us to make it to the playoffs, for us to win championships, et cetera, et cetera. How would you feel in that locker room if essentially one of your top 3 best players is basically doing all of the above? How do you do? How do you feel? How would you feel? How do you interact with that? How do you deal with that as well? And how do you view them essentially? Do you just throw him off to the side? Do you just say, "Oh, screw him"? He doesn't want a part of this team, or how does that work?
If it was me, say for instance, I'm in KD's position or Harden's position, right? I'd be hella annoyed with Kyrie. That's just me. Because, the thing is, you're putting our whole operation in jeopardy. You know what I mean? Harden didn't push for a trade to come to New Jersey. I mean, not New Jersey. What am I talking about? To come to Brooklyn for, so he could play with just KD alone. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would be annoyed. And from what I've read, KD and Kyrie are actually friends. They've actually hung out on occasions outside of off the court.
Yeah.
And so if I'm a guy like KD and I have a friend that's doing this that could potentially mess up our operation, we'd have to have a serious discussion.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, what are we doing here? What's your end game with this? Or is this something you're just saying? Or are you gonna risk us losing games?
Yeah.
What is this? Me personally, I would tell him bro, we got to do something because this is gonna cost us some shit.
Yeah, and then the way I look at it too is, so let's not just forget about the regular season. I mean, the Brooklyn Nets essentially are a playoff team.
Yeah.
And a top 4 playoff team, which means home court advantage at some point, right? Mm-hmm. So you're playing playoff games at home that you need to play, or let's say it's a game 7, you're at home. Mm-hmm. You need all your best players, on their A game to close out that game 7 so you can move on.
Right.
And for you to not have a player like Kyrie.
Yeah. And was why. So hypothetically speaking, what would actually happen if them and Golden State met in the finals? You know what I mean?
Kyrie be vaccinated.
He's literally out. You know what I mean? What can we do now? Yeah. He can't play at home. He can't play there. You know what I mean?
You're just out for the whole
series.
series.
You're just done for the season. Your season's over at that point.
I would say I don't have faith in Adam Silver to uphold the rules like that. If it was David Stern, I'd be like, Kyrie, you need to get vaccinated,
Yeah.
But with Adam Silver, he's very pro player.
Okay.
I think he doesn't have the backbone David Stern has. And I think that when it really comes down to it, if Kyrie was really not going to get vaccinated, which I don't believe that, I think he will eventually, Adam Silver will find a way to let Kyrie play. I think he would.
Think
I
so?
really
And they
believe
might
that.
try to bend the
I
rules?
really think that. Yeah, he would bend the rules. The rule would change halfway through the season or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, due to medical science, blah blah blah, we're good now. Everybody.
I can see the potential for that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I would totally believe it.
I mean, there's a lot of money being lost if you don't have star players in the playoffs. So I mean, that's why Adam Silver is very player friendly. So
Yeah,
it just gets to kind of like that idea.
I mean, besides banning Donald Sterling forever, what has he done? That was like, wow, that guy's tough. Nothing.
That's it, man.
He has done nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
That guy has been living on
Now
that
that I think about
reputation
it.
for a long time. He is very soft as the commissioner of the NBA.
And you basically you did something that you had to do. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Absolutely. You can't go
Right.
around saying that kind of shit.
But I mean, we'll see. It's gonna be an interesting season coming up. We got training camps already starting. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Who's your favorite team to for the NBA championship this year? Now that we're
Honestly,
on it?
I got the Lakers, bro.
Lakers versus.
Coming out of the East. I don't think Milwaukee's coming out of the East, honestly, because I think now that everybody got a full offseason to recover and all that.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, I can't say the Nets now because fuck.
I mean, you never know, right? There could be loopholes.
I would say Brooklyn if Kyrie gets the shot.
Yeah. If Kyrie actually gets vaccinated, I got LA Brooklyn.
Not
in the
Miami.
finals. No. I don't see Lowry. I mean, Lowry's a fucking amazing point guard.
Yeah.
But Kyle Lowry's like 35.
Yeah, he is.
He's not
old.
aging like LeBron is aging. You know what I mean? Like
Nobody does that.
Right. Not Kyrie. Kyle Lowry's actually 35. Like he's aging like 35. So
The other on the team is Philadelphia, and we don't know what's going to happen with Philadelphia yet.
They're a dumpster fire
that's
right now.
still
That's a big
who
question
fucking
mark right
knows?
now.
Who knows, bro?
Alrighty. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more Under 500. And welcome back to Under 500, my favorite part of the podcast. Real quick, before we get back into it, though, I do have to give a special shout-out to my sponsors, the people who make it possible. Shout-out to IDK Network. As always, the logo is somewhere here in the corner. I forget what corner Mario puts it in nowadays.
It's one of these.
Left, right. Shout-out to the brothers at 2 Hour Lunchbreak. Of course, we have ZEUS on here today. So I always shout you guys out, by the way.
Appreciate that, man.
Shout out to I Don't Know, That's Perfect. They couldn't record today. That's very unfortunate, but we'll figure that out.
Technical difficulties.
They have plenty of episodes out for you to watch anyway on YouTube or on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast from. Plenty of new content still coming at you every single week.
Yeah. Don't forget the show, coming up show.
Oh, Doughman at Malavita next week.
Yeah,
That's going to be a big one.
Malavita.
I will be there. I will not be drunk and making love in the corner this time. For anybody who may have saw me last time, my fault. It was very horny that night.
It was horny hours.
Who else we got to shout out?
Shout out Flipside Bar, man. And first of all, I want to say, Trevor, I know you watch these because I know you're mad at me specifically. But
What did you say?
I said that Arkansas was at the bottom of the SEC, which, in fact, has been at the bottom of the SEC for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, Trevor, I'm with you, though. So I'm apologizing.
Apologize. Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
apologizing, but at the same time, I'm not apologizing because gig 'em all the way, baby. Let's go. Let's rematch again next year. We'll see you in Dallas.
Man, Zeus, you have the floor to shout out anybody you want
Okay, well, shit, like we were saying, shout out to the 2 Hour Lunch Break. Shout out to my co-host, Neighborhood Nick. Shout out to our production guys. Shout out Mario, man. Yes. Shout out Troy. Shout out Ever. You know what I mean? Shout out all them guys, man. And, they're what makes IDK Network go. You know what I mean? So we appreciate those guys, man. And I'm trying to think what else is with the 2 Hour Lunch Break. We got another episode. We got another edition of the Green Room coming up with Jay Soldier, DJ Napalm, at the Flamingo Cantina. I'm fucking blanking out right now. What's the name, bro?
Pre-roll.
Pre-roll. Fuck. I'm like, it's the Michelob, bro. Golly.
Messing with you.
Right, man. So yeah, the pre-roll open mic every first and third Tuesday. The IDK Network will be conducting interviews. Myself, Neighborhood Nick, Mario will all be conducting interviews while we're there, interviewing all the artists that'll be participating. Like I said, once again, shout out to Jay Soldier, DJ Napalm. They are sponsoring this entire event. And yeah, man, shout out to 2 Hour Lunchbreak again, IDK Network.
Especially Jay Soldier, he's always putting on for the city.
Right.
I'm a big fan of the music and the events. That
shout out to the homies. As a matter of fact, a side note, bro, I see them at the gym like every fucking day. Like every fucking day, I see Jay Soldier and DJ Napalm at the gym, bro.
They getting buff?
Yeah, shout out Fitness Connection out north, bro. I see them boys every day, Monday through Friday, man.
Dang, they putting in work then,
Right. Getting right in the gym.
Alrighty. Well, that's kind of crazy. I'm trying to imagine like those guys going around buff and shit now.
Right.
It's been a while since I've seen them. I don't know how much stronger they've gotten. All right, let's get back into the podcast. Under 500, my favorite part of the podcast.
Hey,
we are a little loose. We've been drinking a little bit.
Right.
And here comes the stupid, goofy shit that you come to expect from over and under 500.
Let's go.
Yes,
So,
sir.
my man, lead off. What's your topic?
Yeah, so we're going to do a little game called Big Deal or Little Deal.
Okay.
So is this a big deal or is this no deal or a little deal? Or is this, not important, right? So I'm going to hit you guys up with some topics and I need you to tell me, all right, man, this is huge. Like, we need to fucking pay attention to this. We need to follow this. This is big news.
It must not be huge if it's not over 500.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Okay, well, go ahead.
The Cowboy. Nah, I'm playing. So big deal or little deal? The longest field goal ever attempted was 76 yards.
Shit.
By Janikowski, and this was in 2006. Is this a big deal or a little deal? And this resurfaced because of what happened this past week with the 66-yard made field goal. So there was one time attempted at 76 yards. Big deal or no deal or little deal?
Go ahead, Zeus.
Me, I say big deal, bro. Like, honestly, because 70, bro, just looking at, have you like actually looking at 76 yards, bro? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to fucking kick a football that far with accuracy, fam, is wild. Like, we were making a big deal about 66.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So 10 plus that, bro. I say big deal, man. It's a feat that's fucking super difficult to accomplish. And yeah, shout out to Sebastian Janikowski, man.
Yeah. Can a quarterback even throw that far?
The guys that can, it's considered they're considered to have an arm, bro. Because they were having, I remember they used to have like the QB throwing contest once upon a time, and a guy would hit like 70, and the crowd would go nuts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So to be able to kick 76, bro,
I can see it as a big deal, but also I would say no deal because when is anybody ever going to attempt that again? Ever?
I don't know, man.
How often is that going to come up? Again?
Probably ever, not ever again. But I mean,
I doubt it.
So then it's kind of a little deal then.
But I mean,
because nobody's ever going to do it again.
It could also be a big deal because nobody's ever going to attempt to even do it. It's like
because it's infeasible to think that anybody would do that.
I mean, man, you never know. Anything is possible, right?
It's fucking rare. It's like it's as rare as like that one guy that fucking like punts. Like he doesn't punt. He goes for 4. He goes for it like on every 4th down. It's like I think he's like either a high school coach or a college coach.
I know what
shit
coach
like,
yeah,
it's one fucking guy in the entire country that does that. No matter. Isn't
that the team that plays on like the blood red field or something like that?
Yeah. And the fucking he like does not punt at all, bro. So like it would take a coach like that in order to fucking attempt like a 76-yard field goal.
Yeah.
So
you know what I'm saying?
John Gruden has it in him though.
The coach for the Raiders at the moment was surprisingly Lane Kiffin.
Okay.
At the moment, so Lane Kiffin is now the head coach for Ole Miss.
Oh, wow.
Are we gonna see a 70-yard field goal this weekend?
I don't know. Arch Manning's gonna be in the crowd. They play
Bama. I've been watching that recruitment go on.
I might try to spice it up.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
You have that in the notes?
I do not have that in the notes, but that just came up right now.
Right. Okay. So with Arch Manning, bro. So I know there's Texas on the list.
Yeah.
Who else is in the running to grab him?
Ole Miss, USC.
Okay.
Tennessee.
Because
Tennessee? His uncle
Peyton.
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 Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And of course, Eli played in Ole Miss. So those two are kind of like there.
I heard Auburn, or is that am I tripping?
Yeah, Auburn is also in the running for it. So
Okay.
I mean,
no Bama.
Nah, no Bama. I mean, it'll probably come up, but Bama's not one of those hardcore recruiting schools where they're like, we really need you.
Yeah.
It's more like, we can live without.
We'll come get you when we need you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So maybe we'll see a 77, 78-yard field goal. I don't know, something crazy.
What else you have in
just for you, Arch?
Big deal, little deal.
Yes, big deal or little deal. Bears and Justin Fields this past weekend, total offensive yards was 47. Big deal or little deal?
He had the one positive net yard, right?
Yeah.
He had one net yard positive.
Yep.
Okay.
So the whole offense, rushing, anything positive, was totaled up to be 47 yards. Oof. Total. That's like one drive.
I'll say little deal, bro. The only reason I say that is because Justin Fields is a rookie. It's not even halfway into the season. You know what I mean? So anybody knows that's watched football, the jump from college to, NFL QB, it's a long acclimation, bro. You know what I mean? So it's not like he's going to jump into it and become a fucking first-team All-Pro QB. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's going to be some bumps along the way. I think he's talented enough. He's smart enough. I think he'll right the ship. I think he's destined for a long career. He just had a fucking bad game like every fucking QB does.
Yeah, every rookie QB is having a rough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it just is what it is. I think I go little deal.
It's kind of ironic, though, because he did come out and say in preseason that he's surprised at how slow the game is.
Yeah. See, yeah, he
should have never said that. Now,
right?
He came out and said that shit. Man. I would agree with ZEUS. Little deal. It's too early. First real start, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, first official start. Yeah.
I mean, of course it went not good.
Exactly.
It kind of went terrible for him, but I hope he'll bounce back. He's talented.
Right.
So apparently the Bears are like, all right, there's no starter this week. It could be Justin Fields, it could be Andy Dalton, or it could be Nick Folk.
I mean, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
I mean, when you come and have one net positive yards, that's how it should be. You shouldn't be guaranteed your spot next week.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what poor Bears, man.
They've been having a rough with quarterbacks the past few years.
No, for sure.
Jay Cutler was their best quarterback in the past decade. That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
How bad that's been for them.
Jay Cutler, man. All right, Josh Gordon to the Chiefs. Big deal or little deal?
Go ahead.
Potentially big deal.
Potentially big
deal.
Okay.
Just because from what I've read on Josh Gordon, I mean, despite his suspensions and all that, he's always stayed in playing shape. You know what I mean? Anytime he signed with a league, even when he signed with like the fucking fan football league or some shit like that or something. And he fucking went off for like 3 touchdowns in his first game, back. So anytime he's actually been able to play, he's done fucking amazing. So I think the fact that he's talented, he's always stayed in shape, and then combine that with the Andy Reid offense with Pat Mahomes, bro, and all the weapons that they have with Travis Kelce. Who's that running back? Fucking
there's Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and then they have Darren Williams.
Yeah, so I think he's not the focal point in that offense, so he can kind of just do what he does. Yeah. Potentially, it got to be. I think I say big deal.
I would have to disagree. I'd say little deal.
Because
of what you said too is they have a lot of weapons. I don't think they need Josh Gordon at all. Really, he's going to be like a Sammy Watkins role.
I can see that.
When he played in New England 2 years ago, he wasn't getting any separations from his cornerbacks. He struggled, I believe. It was that year Tom Brady had no receivers. Josh Gordon was on that roster. And that was the year that he was like, well, fuck this, I'm going to Tampa Bay next year.
Okay.
I don't think he has it in him. He's 30 years old. He hasn't played in a while in terms of NFL shape time.
So I mean, man, think about it. We just saw 34-year-old Deshaun Jackson run away for like a 70-something.
But that's always been his skill set.
Yeah, speed.
Yeah.
But Josh Gordon seems like he's slowed down. I don't think he's as fast as he was.
True. But I think because Josh Gordon is like 6'3", 215?
Yeah, he's a big guy.
So maybe he could become like a possession receiver or something. I don't know. He just catch jump balls off
or,
day
or an emergency receiver, right? What if somebody goes down and boom,
he's an insurance card. But to me, if you're going to insurance card, you're not a big deal. That's a small deal to me.
Fair enough. Big deal or little deal? LeBron James was reportedly offered contracts by the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys during lockout. Y'all remember lockout?
2011, right?
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
Big deal, little deal.
Little deal, bro. LeBron ain't risking that shit. If we gonna keep it a buck, bro, like, because the thing is, I mean, anybody that's read up on LeBron, they knew that, he was like an all-state receiver in high school, and literally, I think he broke his hand during like an AAU game, like that summer before his senior season. And he was just like, fuck football, I'm done. Like, I'm getting ready to hit the league in like 2 years. Like, I don't have time for this shit. So I think with the way that LeBron takes care of his body, the way that, he invests into his body, he wouldn't put that at risk by fucking playing football for the Cowboys. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And like the money's different. The money's trash in comparison to NBA guarantee contracts. Nah, I'll say little deal, bro.
Yeah. But I mean, it was lockout season, so they weren't getting paid squat.
And they didn't know their NBA was coming back.
Got a point.
And they weren't getting paid squat for what? It was like 3 months?
Yeah.
4 months, something like that?
Yeah.
So I would say it was a big deal because imagine if LeBron had done it.
Yeah.
It would have been a huge deal.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
So the fact he got offered contracts, he got apparently offered real contracts. So it's not like a training camp invite.
Yeah, they threw the contract on the desk and they said, "Hey, it's there. You sign it. You're playing."
So he could have like legit signed.
That's all he
even
had
if
to
you
do.
sign and play preseason, that would have been huge.
Wow,
deal.
Bro. I couldn't. LeBron like suiting up at like tight end wearing like 88 or some shit like that, bro, would have been wow.
And think about it. That was the year that he had just gotten disappointed by not winning the championship against Dirk.
Oh,
right.
That was,
so
that year.
That was the year after he was like not 1, not 2, not 3. And then Dirk and the Mavericks came in and beat him and devastated. So you're just like, man, what if he was really thinking about a career change?
He could have fucked around and did some shit like Jordan and just play football for like a season and just to do it.
Yeah, but the thing is with Jordan, I think people realize that just because you're good at one sport doesn't mean you're gonna be good in the next sport. I think Jordan trying baseball and failing probably had like a factor, or probably played a part in this decision to not do it. Like, what if I go to football and I'm trash? I'm LeBron. I don't want that on my record. I don't want that on my image.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see him as like almost like a DK Metcalf, like receiver.
I think LeBron's a lot stockier than DJ Metcalf, though.
I mean, that even makes it. Can you imagine just grab that corner back in the first 5 yards or so? If he's playing up on you and boom, you're gone.
Yeah, because you got to look at it like, I mean, LeBron's always been a big dude, but LeBron has like worked out for like basketball. So he's what, 6'9", I say what, 260?
Yeah.
As far as like doing a basketball workout. Imagine if like LeBron was in the gym like fucking doing hang cleans and all kind of shit and like lifting to play football. LeBron would be like fucking 290.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude,
LeBron would be terrifying, bro. Yeah. Like coming down the seam like at 290, bro. Like that's terrifying for a safety.
He would have been an all-time tight end for sure.
That would have been nuts.
All-time tight end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
bro.
believe it.
Big deal, little deal. So I don't know if y'all have heard, but lately, or basically recently, one of the beat writers for the Patriots, I can't remember his full name off the top of my head. His name's Steve. It's like Weiderreich or something like that. Came out with a book and kind of the combobuled relationship between Brady and Belichick and Robert Kraft and the whole basically divorce of what happened before Brady moved on. Big deal, little deal. Brady and Belichick broke up via phone, not in person.
I would say little deal. I always thought the relationship was weird. It was more like an on the field type of thing. Like, we win together, but I always got the feeling that they weren't like in love with each other. It was just kind of like, this is your system, I'm the QB.
Yeah.
Together we win rings. So I always thought like Belichick was a weird dude, like for sure. Like, he's always been really weird.
Okay. Honestly, I'll say big deal, bro, just because of the fact that their relationship affected the league. You know what I mean? Just as far as like it had league-wide implications. You know what I mean? And I say that just because of they won so many rings with New England, right? And the second Brady leaves, the fucking Patriots fucking crater. Like they signed Cam, but they don't do anything. They don't make the playoffs. They missed the playoffs for the first time in like a decade or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And fucking Tampa Bay, who hasn't won a ring since like 2002, all of a sudden they're like the top team in the league and fucking get a ring with Brady.
Yeah.
of all teams, of all organizations to do that with. You know what I mean? So had Belichick and Brady been able to like, mend that relationship, Brady could have still been at New England right now. Like that ring that Tampa Bay got could have been fucking in New England.
But I think Brady jumped ship at the right time.
Yeah.
New England, all that stuff they were doing, trading picks and drafting for win now stuff, that came due. Yeah. And eventually the roster catered.
You got a point.
But Tampa Bay was loaded. The only reason they weren't good was Jameis was terrible. Famous Jameis was either throwing for 4,000 yards or throwing 40 interceptions. But,
yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, even a minor upgrade like Brady at the age 40 was still good enough for them to win a championship.
I can see that. Yeah. I can see that.
And, I mean, if you just think about it, too, like, going back to what ZEUS said was like, dude, they changed the rules for that team. Like
he was the poster boy.
Of
course, they changed the rules for
the whole tuck rule deal, hitting quarterbacks
below the knees.
So they changed the rule because of Brady and because of Belichick. So the NFL, was basically were like, what the hell are we supposed to do now? And I mean, obviously they moved on and everything's, kind of everything's coming out of the waters. But it's just kind of me personally. It's a big deal for me because that relationship was for a long time. Me personally, I don't end relationships via phone. I do stuff face to face.
Yeah, shit gets ugly. Especially when you know somebody that long, shit can get ugly.
So I mean, I felt like they had I don't know. Even if it's just like, hey man, meet me at this bar real quick.
Yeah, but like Belichick is such a different kind of dude that actually does not surprise me, bro. Yeah. Like that, I wouldn't put that particular instance past him.
Yeah, and supposedly Brady was the one who wanted to do it in person, but Belichick was like, I'm not available right now.
Yeah.
Belichick probably believes he could win without Brady, and he saw how hard it is when he had an all-time QB.
Yeah, man.
You got any more?
Last one that I had. No, that's all I have.
That's all you have? Well, I have more content in Rapid Fire.
Hey,
this is the one I've been waiting on because I got some stupid Rapid Fires today.
All right.
I want to get right into it. My man Tyron Woodley got his Jake Paul tattoo.
Oh, bro. I saw that, man.
Oh, God. So it was part of the bet that if Tyron wanted a rematch, he would have to get a tattoo, I believe. And he had to get it somewhere visible. It had to include Jake Paul's name, and he had to post it on social media. You can't ever get it removed, apparently. So he got it right there on the middle finger, which is pretty fucking smart because I was not thinking of that.
That's the perfect location.
I would have got it on either my ass or somewhere you would never see it.
Yeah.
But he got it on his middle finger.
A big reason that was a smart thing, like with finger tattoos, them shits fade after a while. You know what I mean? So you fast forward a couple years from now, it's just some fucking marks on his hand. Nobody will be able to read what the fuck that is.
He didn't get it removed technically.
Right. So he good thinking on him.
Well, and it's his middle finger. It's like, hey, let me see your Jake Paul tattoo.
Yeah,
here it is, motherfucker.
It's that too.
So I just thought that was hilarious. I don't think he would ever get a rematch. I think Jake Paul's moving on to different opponents and whatnot. But
yeah.
I mean, shit, I can't believe he lost. First and foremost, Jake Paul's the real deal.
I think the thing about Jake Paul,
big deal, little deal, is Jake Paul the real deal.
If Jake Paul actually fights somebody that's his size, he's gonna get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah,
honestly, because Tyron Woodley is like 5'8", like a buck.
He hit him once, pretty damn good during that fight.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if Tyron Woodley was 6 foot 200, that shit would have lasted around.
Yeah, he basically had to move up in weight to be with him.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So Tyron Woodley wouldn't be the same fighter that he would be as if he was fighting in his regular weight. But yeah, I agree. And if you think about it, that weight class that Jake Paul's in, that's like a heavyweight weight class.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And there's some bombers out there. So yeah, I don't think he wants no smoke.
Yeah, he don't want the problems, bro.
Yeah.
Give me a rapid fire.
My rapid fire. Let's go. Shout out. So I'm a boxing fan.
Okay.
I love boxing. So shout out Manny Pacquiao, man. Officially retired.
Yeah.
Last night or early morning, whatever you want to call it. He basically did it on social media. He said, "Thank you to all my fans. Thank you to the Philippines. Thank you to boxing. Pretty much, boxing was the thing that saved his life. Right? He grew up in poverty. I remember him pretty much saying it was it basically he was able to fight out of poverty, and that's literally what he did. So final record: 62 wins, 8 losses, and 2 draws. He's 42 years old and boxed for 26 years. Definitely a Hall of Famer. For sure.
Yeah, Hall of Famer for sure. Because I know, I think he's the only boxer to have like won a belt on like 8 different weight classes.
Yes, sir.
Which I've never fucking heard of ever. Like I didn't even know you could move up like that many classes like that and still be able to, maintain shit production, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, kudos to him, man. A great career. Like you said, he's definitely destined for the Hall of Fame, man. So yeah, shout out Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah. Any do y'all know any sports moments or for Manny Pacquiao or any? I guess do y'all have any favorite moments or do you not remember?
I was a big fan of the Mayweather fight. I was going for Mayweather. I never liked Pacquiao. I don't know what it was about him, but I just never liked him. I respected him as a fighter.
Yeah.
But I always believed Mayweather was the best pound-for-pound fighter of all time. And I was hoping for this Mayweather-Pacquiao fight for ages. It took a long time to come. It finally came. Pacquiao didn't look good, but he was supposedly injured. But I do remember that moment of like, damn, this is finally the dream fight. It's finally happening.
Right.
That was a pretty big payday for both parties, I imagine. I just remember like him walking into the ring every single time. And the announcer would be like, "The fighting pride of the Philippines." That's like my favorite.
He was the Jesus Christ of the Philippines.
Pretty much.
They love. Isn't he like trying to run for president down the line?
He can definitely do it.
That's the reason why he's retiring. He's going to focus all his time and energy into the election for president.
For being honest, the past few years for him, boxing wise, he hasn't looked too good.
Well, he did lose most recently, and then before that, it had been like 2 years that he had boxed, and he fought Keith Thurman. I don't know if you guys remember that fight, but Keith Thurman he's now like an announcer for Fox, so PBC. And Keith Thurman was talking a lot of shit. He was like, "Man, this guy's old. This guy's washed. I'm gonna beat him." He ended up knocking out Keith Thurman.
Okay.
And Keith Thurman was the champion at the time, and he gave up the belt. And I mean, I think he still got hands. I mean, obviously, now after 2 years of not boxing, and now he came back. You kind of see why he was deteriorated and kind of lost. Maybe he was trying to win or give it his all his last fight, but I don't know. Whether he won or he lost the last couple of years, he's a great. He's one of the great, probably top 5 boxers in my opinion. Top 5 boxers in the world ever.
I can see that.
Of all time?
Of all time. Like like you said, 8 time champion in 8 different classes, 8 different weight classes. Okay. Nobody's ever done that.
I can't argue that.
Yep.
Let's see what else I have. Richard Sherman signed 1-year contract with the Bucks. Big deal, little deal.
Big deal, little deal. Little deal. I think the Bucks already have a good defense, and I think he's gonna be.
How are the corners though?
I think he's gonna be important in the playoffs, but I guess I'm kind of upgrading it to a mid deal.
Okay. You have any opinions, ZEUS?
Yeah, I actually like the signing, to be honest. I mean, the thing about Richard Sherman, he's a zone corner, and I know Tampa runs primarily cover 2, which is a lot of zone. Like the corners play zone, the safeties tend to cover deep, so that's pretty much right up his alley as far as his skill set is concerned. I don't think he has lost very much because I know he was a Pro Bowler when he was with the 49ers, if I remember correctly.
Pro Bowl year,
and that was 2 years ago?
That was 2 years ago, yeah.
So I think him on that roster in that system on that defense, I think he's gonna do something. I don't know. I'm not gonna jump off the cliff and say Pro Bowl, but he's definitely gonna be a solid contributor though. I like it.
I think he could have a few shining moments in the playoffs.
Right.
His experience. The whole team is full of veterans. I think he will make a difference. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady loses one game. He's like, Sherman, where you at? Yeah. What are you doing, bro? Tom Brady works hard.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Another voice for the defense too. There's a lot of young players on there that. You bring in Richard Sherman and, he'll come in and show you he knows a lot about the receivers that are in the league. It's like, I covered that guy. I know what his tendencies are. So, it's slowly but surely becoming a bigger deal than a little deal.
And it can't hurt because it's the 1 year deal, probably for the minimum. Like, it just can't hurt. It can only help. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's why it's a big deal to me.
Yeah.
What else you got, my man?
So this is a little bit near and dear to my heart. Was it Bill O'Brien? This also came out in that one book that we were talking about earlier. Bill O'Brien used to be the coach for the Houston Texans, and I say that this is near and dear because I'm a Houston Texans fan. And in that book, it came out that there was a lot of turmoil about the future, and Robert Kraft was like, "Yeah, we're gonna get rid of Bill Belichick because he's an asshole. He's a fucking asshole. And we're gonna have to get a new coach." And Bill O'Brien at the time was a coach for the Houston Texans, and he started plotting. And he's like, "Well, I need to start getting fired. I need to find a way to get fired out here in Houston, so I can get that coaching job in New England." So what did this motherfucker do? Excuse my language, but this pissed me off whenever I heard about this. This dude traded DeAndre Hopkins.
So that's why he did
everything that he did.
Oh, the dots are being
everything
connected.
that he did. Yes, just connect the dots, and you're just like, no wonder this dumbass. Yes. Yes.
And I remembered, I was like, what the fuck is happening in Houston, bro? I remember
That's what's happening.
And you know what the sad part was? We talked about this like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Hey, he was trying to justify why that happened. And I'm like, bro, there's no justification for that.
I always justify it, but not anymore, man.
Now he knows the truth. He's like a kid.
That's
like finding out Santa Claus isn't real.
Yeah, this is me finding out why Santa Claus ain't real. This is me realizing this dude tried to, and essentially he pretty much
he got what he wanted.
Yeah, he flipped the whole book on the whole franchise, and he just he finally got fired. But I'm pretty the Patriots organization was like, nah, we're gonna stick with Belichick. And I think that's the reason why Josh McDaniels, which is the offensive coordinator there, is probably staying there because eventually he's probably going to grab the reins.
He's next in line, I think.
He's next in line. But, yeah, screw that motherfucker. Wherever you are, don't ever get a job in the NFL. I hope you never get a job in the NFL.
Why the fuck would he say that publicly, bro?
Well,
because does he even have a job right now?
No, not right now.
He's probably not ever going to get hired again. And if people get wind of this shit.
Yeah, he was a coach with New England. Right, he was an assistant coach, and then he went and he got the Penn State job.
Yeah.
And he was there for a couple years. He won a Big Ten championship.
Yeah, coming out the Paterno shit.
Yeah. And then as soon as pretty much when all that stuff happened, he became the head coach for the Houston Texans, and he was doing a pretty good job. They drafted Deshaun Watson. Everything was going well until he finally decided to kind of grabbed the reins of the GM job and started making all these crazy trades, and all these players were like, dude, I hate this guy, screw this guy, and that's essentially what happened, man. So
I think he did it to save face. He was like, all right, so this is why I made that stupid trade. This is why I was bad, because I was trying to get fired, guys. Like, hold on, I was just kidding. Like that's what he's doing
crazy,
it for.
Bro.
And I think in any sport, football is the most forgiving with shit like that. Like you'll get another shot. Yeah. Adam Gase was the worst coach I've ever seen in Miami. He gets a head coaching job in New York.
Yeah.
Nick Saban quits on Miami. And he gets a head coaching job in Alabama.
Let's not forget
football forgives and forgets.
Dan Quinn was he created that monster defense in Seattle, and then he lost the Super Bowl in Atlanta and lost the whole team pretty much. And now, he's got another job as defensive
football will forgive and forget, as always.
Right. Yeah, if you win.
Not that guy. I hope he never gets forgiven.
Yeah, I know you're mad about it.
I'm pissed.
Probably won't be here for a while, but he'll get an assistant job somewhere.
Yeah.
Let me see. I got one more, actually, and it's about football. We've been talking about Arkansas a lot lately. Well, Arkansas just signed off today, home and home with Texas Tech, 2020, 2021. They're going to play 2 games against each other, 1-1 at home and home. I think that's pretty interesting because I haven't seen Texas Tech play Arkansas in my whole lifetime, ever.
Have they ever played each other?
They used to play back in the day in the old Southwest Conference.
Right.
Yeah, they were like part of the whole Texas thing.
Yeah,
or whatever.
okay.
That's why there's that's why that game is like also now a rivalry between A&M and the Razorbacks, right? Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
There's even a trophy that pretty much is given and it's played on a neutral field because that's basically one of the biggest rivalries that was in the Southwestern Conference.
Yeah, back in the day type shits.
Yeah.
And I think Arkansas is coming for blood. They want every Texas team.
Hey.
Yeah, they do. They want.
They want to
every
beat
Texas
every
team.
single one.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna come for Baylor next, I believe.
I catch that one for sure, for real.
TCU, Arkansas, and TCU in 2025.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, they want them all, man.
I mean, I love it. I want to see who's the best team in the South. I want that. I want to see every team in the South play each other, for the most part.
Well, I mean, the hard part is, they're gonna finish playing every single damn team by 2030 probably eventually, and then by 2030 it's everybody's turning pages. It's a whole different story.
Facts.
It's hard unless you like schedule them for one whole season, and then you're like, all right, let's see if you can do it. But then again,
I'm just waiting on Texas and Texas A&M. I need that back in my life.
We got to get that back going,
I'm
man.
ready, baby.
That should have never left.
We got to get that back going, bro.
But somebody was, I'm the little brother here. Let me leave.
And now it's like, hey, I'm sorry, bring me back in.
The one team that voted no on Texas rejoining the SEC.
They weren't going for that shit.
Technically, they did not vote. They just didn't want it at first.
Oh, whatever, bro. Whatever. Give me your last rapid fire.
Last rapid fire. Me and Mark, we had an interesting week this past Saturday, right? Me and Mark went out and we had a fun time with a couple of some lady friends.
Okay.
You didn't want to say lady friends. Who's watching this show that you're afraid
right.
get mad about?
Somebody going to see YouTube and give you a call,
all of a
bro.
sudden, you understand pronouns.
We were with some lady friends, and I mean, I because of licensing and rights, I can't say their names,
okay,
but
sure.
Okay.
Hit me in the DMs, I guess, if you questioning it. But yeah, and we were down at Rainey Street,
okay.
And we had just gone there. It was actually a little bit late because they took too damn long to get ready. But anyways,
okay.
we got there a little late, and we pulled up to the first bar. I can't remember what's the first bar called there.
It doesn't matter. Get to the point. I know what you're talking about.
Anyways,
Container.
No, before Container Bar. It's before Container Bar.
Like the bungalow.
The bungalow, yeah.
Like
so we got there. We had a couple drinks and some shots to start the night going. We started going down Rainey Street, and we pulled up to Container Bar, and our lady friends were like, "Oh, we want to go to Container Bar. We want to go to Container Bar." And the line was like super long. It was wrapped, and we were like,
it's packed.
Yeah.
"Hell no, we are not gonna go in there. It's too damn packed. Like
Right.
by the time we get in there, we're only gonna have like 20 minutes to party." God damn it! As soon as the night's over, we have a good time. We have an amazing time. The next damn day, we find out that the San Antonio Spurs were at the damn Container Bar, and we did not fucking go.
Bro, I bet you were sick.
like the whole roster made the trip.
Damn.
Too, something like that.
Damn.
I sent him the videos like Lonnie Walker and all that shit hanging out in the Container
Everybody,
Bar.
Vasil, Jacob Pirtle, everybody, Derek White, all the Spurs were. It was like the whole damn team. The training camp was at Container Bar.
Right.
And we just
Damn,
we
that's
did not,
wild,
we
man.
missed it. So next time you go to a bar, next time you go out and you see a long line, take it.
Right,
Take
yeah.
the long line.
Yeah.
Good things come to those who wait.
Yes.
Sometimes you gotta wait in line.
Yeah,
For shit
sometimes
like
you gotta
that.
wait.
If we had waited, you wouldn't have met Lonnie Walker and Jacob Hotel and all that stuff. So
Yeah. Next time, hit me up, guys. Next time you're in Austin,
boy, ain't nobody trying to hang out with you. All right, let's get into our last subject. This is the one
Zeus
for the
time.
man of the hour.
Yes.
It is Zeus time. Oh shit. Hey Mario, slideshow needs some work.
Right. Hey.
All right. So Zeus, we learned a lot about you this podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there are some things we need to expand on.
All right, let's go.
My man, go ahead, knock it off.
Yeah, so we obviously were talking about basically your background and all that stuff. So I had a question for you was you played defensive line.
Right.
What would you say is your favorite player, or that you would like to emulate or meet as well? Kind of like that in that sort of position.
So I got two. I got a one that's currently playing, and I got one that's like I was a fan of when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So currently, I got Aaron Donald. Just because we was talking off air, man, I was just talking about his technique, all kind of the crazy shit that he's capable of doing, man. Yeah. Just I would just want to pick his brain.
The guy's special.
Right. And then a throwback player would probably be Javon Curse, bro. Javon Curse, bro, like the freak. When he came out of Florida, I think he had one of the greatest combines anybody's ever had for a defensive end. I think he was like 6'5", 260, ran a 4.4, had a 48-inch vertical. He had like a 10.2 broad jump. He had like a 4.24 shuttle. Just the combination of the combine he put out, bro, was just insane. And then his rookie year, he led the league in sacks. I think he had like 14.5. He was the AFL Defensive Player of the Year. He was Rookie of the Year. All that, bro. Like it's a picture of me in like fucking 7th grade. I got like a fucking Javon Curse jersey on, bro. Like at like a middle school dance or some shit like that, bro. Like, so yeah, those are my two.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, amazing players.
Yeah.
Speaking of people like that, when I have a question for you. So when you sack a quarterback or tackle somebody hard, you be talking shit?
Hell yeah.
You letting them know?
Yeah.
And you have like a funny story of something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Okay, so I got a story, bro. So this is my junior year. So I played at Conley High School, but my junior year I actually played outside linebacker. So I played strong side linebacker, which is a Sam. So we went to the state semifinals my junior year. And we went on a long playoff run, and we had a game against back then they were called Bernie. It was Bernie High School. I think now it's like Champion High School or some shit like that. And it was like the QB before the game, bro. He actually ended up going to Angelo State with me like a couple years later.
Damn.
But they had came up with like an article, and like the local Bernie newspaper, like he was talking like reckless, like talking about our speed can only do so much, and they can neutralize us or whatever. I was like, all right, okay, let's see what we can do with this, right? So, like the first play of the game, like our defensive coordinator had like a whole vendetta against this dude after that shit. Now, so he sent us on like a double linebacker blitz, right? And so our other outside linebacker, shout out Jeremy Johns, he sent him. Jeremy went like low. Right? And Jeremy's maybe like 5'6", like $180, right? He's not the biggest dude, but so he went low, and I was like, I'm gonna go high. And we both went on the blitz, and we fucking like split this dude in half.
My
like
God.
he took him out first, and like as he was coming down, like I clipped his helmet.
Oh.
Damn.
Like,
Did he get up after that?
Yeah, he got up. We was just like I talked to that dude. I talked shit to him for like 3 years about that shit, bro. Every chance I could. Like, for real.
Hey, remember the time he almost killed you?
Right. That's my that's my favorite play of all time, bro, that I played in.
Say, hey, you okay, man?
Right.
See, I'm lucky. Well, they're lucky that I didn't become like a middle linebacker or a defensive end, because I would have been like Stone Cold after I tackled somebody. Yeah. You know, Stone Cold has somebody knocked out on the ground. He's just like talking shit. That would have been me after a hit like that. Though. Like, I would have loved to get some shit off after that.
Yeah, no doubt. So we kind of asked you a little bit before the podcast, but what are some of your favorite sports moments, and can you talk about them, elaborate them, and just in general, professional?
So yeah, I know. Like I said, we initially talked a little bit about it first, but of course, being from Austin, I'm a Texas fan. So one of my favorite Texas moments was when Vince Young scored the final touchdown in the 2005 Rose Bowl to win the national championship. That was a big moment for me because at the time, I was hanging out with my dad. Like I was, we were watching together, and that was like a big, that's a big way of us connecting, especially back then. So, that was a big thing. Like, me and him were, like, jumping all over the living room.
Oh, yeah.
When he fucking crossed the goal line and all that. And then on top of that, that's the first time that Texas had ever won a national championship in my lifetime. You know what I mean? So just the combination of those things. And, like, my one of my classmates at Conley High School, his older brother was the starting fullback for that team.
Okay, cool.
So it's like a second degree of, like, relation to that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was one of my big ones, one of my big moments. And then another one was the 2013 NBA Finals when Ray Allen hit the buzzer beater to win Game 6 against the Spurs. So that was a big moment for me because that particular moment has so many implications, right? Yeah. Had Ray Allen never hit that jumper, Spurs would have won the series. Tim Duncan would have got another ring. LeBron
would have been perfect.
Right.
Finals.
LeBron would have 3 rings at them as of now.
Yeah. And he would have gone 1-4 in Miami.
Exactly. So there was a lot of, like, long-reaching implications just from that one shot alone, bro. So yeah, that's another big sports moment for me.
I always tell him Popovich outthought himself that day.
Yeah.
Because he took out Tim Duncan right before that play.
Right, he did.
Yeah, he wanted to go speedy for the rebounds.
Yeah.
And he regretted it. Chris Bosh was the biggest guy out there then. And he grabbed that rebound.
He grabbed both of the rebounds.
He kicks out to Ray Allen.
He did.
Wet.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that, and I remember watching the game, and even, the commentary was like, wow, Tim Duncan's out. He's
on the bench.
He's on the bench, and oh, okay, well, we know what he's doing. He's trying to get speed on the floor to cover have a little bit more coverage on the 3-point line, and everybody seemed like, oh, okay, yeah, this is the most brilliant move in basketball history. And I remember watching it. Boom, first shot goes up. I was like, all right, get the rebound. No, Chris Bosh gets the rebound, kicks it out. They shoot it again. Oh my God, Chris Bosh gets the other damn rebound, and then they shoot again to Ray Allen, and I just wanted to cry my heart out.
I was the biggest LeBron hater too at that moment. So man. I wanted to believe so bad that Ray Allen's foot was out of bounds. I was like, it's out of bounds, isn't it?
It was like this fucking close though, keeping it a buck.
I've come to appreciate him now. He plays for the Lakers too, so that helps.
Yeah. Okay.
He's always a Kobe fan.
I got you.
Yeah. Speaking of favorite basketball team. You have one.
Well, I got 2. So I'm just gonna be transparent. It's my first one is any team LeBron's playing on. We're gonna keep it a buck, just because I'm a LeBron fan.
So you were a Heat fan, but you're like, no, wherever he at.
Yeah, basically, I'm just gonna be transparent, man. And then outside of that, my favorite team would be the Rockets, just because a lot of my family's from the Houston area. That's one of my dad's favorite teams. So I remember growing up, we always watched a lot of Rockets games, especially when they were, winning their rings. We had just talked about it earlier. We were talking about when Hakeem cooked Shaq in the '94 finals and all that, and you know what I mean. So so I say the Rockets.
Yeah. I mean, even the T-Mac years, man.
Yeah.
Grady was a
13 points in 6 seconds or some crazy shit like that.
15 points in I can't remember how many
9 seconds.
Something crazy. Yeah.
And let's not forget, going back to the Ray Allen shot, T-Mac would have got his ring.
Right, he was with the Spurs.
On that roster. He was on the very end of the bench.
I forgot that.
It was his first year. He made it out the first round.
Right, yeah.
So many implications, so many things just going on. It's crazy, man.
My producer is telling me that the camera time is almost
We
up.
could go on forever right
This
here,
has been the 2-hour over 500 pod.
Hey.
We have gone 2 hours.
Like that.
I've been having a fucking blast talking music.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Here,
we got to do this again.
Yes.
We can get Nick back
on your platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down, man.
Anything you have to say before we leave?
Final words to wrap it up, man. I just want to thank y'all, man, for having me on. Shout out. I'm looking at the camera. Shout out Mark. Shout out E, man. It was a great opportunity being here. We gotta definitely do. On the other hand, have y'all guys pull up on us. Yeah. Shout out to IDK Network. Shout out Mario. Shout out Troy. Shout out
Troy.
Ever. Shout out everybody. Shout out Nick. Shout out Neighborhood Nick. Everybody on the network, man. So yeah.
It's all love in this network.
Yes, sir.
So since you're the guest, you get to wrap up the paper and sign us out.
Yeah.
I'm wrapping it up.
Wrap it up.
So my thing is, I throw the paper ball like I know.
There we go.
This has been your humble, gracious, highly awkward host, Mark Ogeen.
Big E, baby.
And Zeus.
Trouble with Zeus.
And we are signing out. Thank you for watching, as always.
All right.